Back again at Jim Turner Field on the campus of Logansport High School. Rob Brown and Chris Walker with you. The Greater Lafayette World Series continues right here on the ISC Sports Network as we're in bracket play in the 16U tournament. And Chris, I've always wanted to be played in with Poison in the background.
You got your wish, sir.
As we have the 3 versus 6 game, the Indy Titans seeded number 6 after pooled play, taking on Yard Goats Baseball, the 3 seed. Anticipate this matchup. The winner will take on the Indy Sharks tomorrow morning. And first pitch swinging, we are underway. A little bit ahead of schedule, about 10 minutes. 3:05 our start time, 73 degrees our game time temperature, and standing in the box is Santana Jackson. Center fielders, Indy Titans Midwest. Both of these teams finished 3-0 in pool play over the last couple days. Indy Titans Midwest based out of Westfield, of Central Indiana-based players. The Yard Goats out of Champaign, Illinois, clad in all white. And our starting pitcher for the Yard Goats, Nathan Southern. Lifted foul down the right side.
Listen, so you're open, Rob. You said, like, welcome back, as if you've been here already.
We've been here all day. We've been here all day. Our third broadcast of the day.
Oh, that's tough.
Strike 3, but it gets away from the catcher and goes all the way to the backstop. So you've got a strikeout and then a wild pitch will allow Jackson to reach. So you don't see that very often.
You don't, but that gives me a chance to talk about a rule in baseball that I do not like at all. Drop a third strike. I didn't like it as a batter. I felt like when I struck out, I deserved to be the first base anyway. So definitely don't like it when I'm the defensive team.
Gabe Unger, right fielder, hits from the left side. Takes a pitch high and away. Indy Titans Midwest clad in the navy blue with the light blue pinstripes.
And Rob, Gabe Unger is sporting those baseball pants that you love so much.
Yeah, the pajama pants that hang over the back of the shoes.
That's right.
Those Titans uniforms kind of look like the Cubs City Connect jerseys.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Not that I'm a Cubs guy, because I am not.
Well, unfortunately, I am, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, I know you are. Ooh, good pitch on the outside corner to even it up at 2-2.
Tell you what, though, it's been pretty bad baseball on the north and south side of Chicago.
Yes, yes. That pitch out and away. Although the NL Central is so mediocre, the Cubs are not out of it, unlike the White Sox, who were out of it by the end of April.
After 2 weeks of season.
Yeah. Full count to Unger.
You know, we were talking about off air in between games, some cool places that I went to in the last couple of years with my son's baseball team. And 2 years ago, we were in Wake Forest. And I think your Cincinnati Reds have a young prospect, Rhett Lauder.
Yes, I think he's now at Dayton at Single A.
Yeah, and Rhett started that game against us.
Oh, my.
My son Jacob got a hit against him, but he was the most impressive pitcher I had seen in the 2 years that Jacob played at Purdue Fort Wayne. And that day, Rhett was, you know, he threw the fastball for strikes, the changeup for strikes, the breaking ball. He could throw any pitch at any time. And then when he needed to, he'd hump it up there to 95 to get a strikeout. So it was so impressive to watch him pitch that day.
Lauder, the Reds' #1 pick last year.
That's correct.
Currently at A-ball in Dayton.
And then you got Chase Burns this year. And that is an electric, very Hunter Green-esque type electricity in that right arm on Chase Burns.
By all accounts, he was the best college pitcher in the draft.
It was
from everything I read.
Yep.
Brady Keating out of Chittard High School, the catcher at #3 hitter. Standing in, 2 on, nobody out. This is our third broadcast of the day, and the better seed gets to be the home team, and we have yet to see the better seed win. Our first game of the day was a 15U pool play game. And the Yard Goats 15U team beat Saginaw Gold 3-2. That was a 7 seed over a 2 seed. And then just prior to coming on air, the game that wrapped up before this one, the 7 seed Indy Sharks, as Keating hits a chopper to third.
Ooh.
Indecision, throw across the diamond to get Keating out at first. That'll move him over 90 feet.
You called it. That indecision, he doesn't hurt him. They still get the out, but got to be careful. They got to know what you're doing before that ball's hit to you.
Yeah, Giles was not sure where to go with it. Took a look at second and then threw it across.
Rob, Gabe Unger reached on a walk, right?
He did.
Okay.
Here we go, AJ.
A.J. Kelly, the first baseman, stands in, the cleanup hitter, right side. You talk about Wake Forest, Chris. I've not been to Wake Forest campus, but I've watched their games as they've been in the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That facility looks spectacular.
It is.
Chop to short.
Boy.
Run will come home and score as Kelly's retired at first for the second out.
It is an awesome hitter's park, but I will tell you, it is like literally, I think, 300 feet down right field with not a high wall, and like 310 to left field. And so you get big guys like Nick Kurtz, the big left-handed hitter, Brock Wilkin a year before, right-handed hitter. You can just mash home runs out of that place.
By comparison, it's 320 down the line here at Turner Field.
Exactly.
Marcos Rodriguez, the shortstop, stands in with a runner on, a run in, and 2 outs. Titans manufacturing a run have yet to hit a ball out of the infield. Drop third strike, runner reached, and that runner came around to score. Hit
tough.
Deep in the hole at short, long throw, and Rodriguez beats it out, and a second run is in. It's backhanded in the hole by Williams, but just too long of a throw to make.
Yeah, Williams did a good job keeping that ball on the infield, but when you have to go that far in that 6 hole, there's no way you're going to be able to throw that ball back and get the out at first base. Marcos Rodriguez runs way too well for that.
Ryan Beaver, the designated hitter, right to third. Giles across for the out, and that'll do it. But the Titans strike first in the top of the first with 2 runs on a hit. No errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the first we go. Yard Goats will take their first swings when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello!
Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Metzer and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow! This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Now we move back to Jim Turner Field. Back with you. Bottom of the first we go. As the Indy Titans get 2 in the top of the first on just 1 run, on just 1 hit rather. You talked, Chris, at the top of the inning about that drop third strike, how you didn't like the rule that you could still reach after being struck out. That runner, Santana Jackson, came around to score.
Yeah, exactly.
So that drop third strike turned out to be very punitive for the Yard Goats. Infield hit allowed the Yard Goats to manufacture a second run, or the Indy Titans rather, to manufacture a second run. Now we'll see what the Yard Goats can do. Yard Goats hitting 9 in the order today. Blaine Friedmansky.
You sound like you're upset you don't get a chance to say coming up this inning 12, 13, and 1 again.
Well, I'm just, like I said, that last game, my We had one team in the previous game that sent 13 players in the batting order. With all the defensive changes, my scorecard looked like a spring training game. Pitch low. Garrett Tucker, the left-hander, is the starting pitcher for the Indy Titans. Friedmansky takes in tight, and he's ahead in the count 3-0. Pitch misses away, and Tucker never found the strike zone in that at-bat, and Friedmansky is aboard with a leadoff walk.
Ace Giles.
Ace Giles.
That's a nice baseball name. I like that.
You don't see too many guys named Ace.
No.
Ball one hops the plate, bounces out in front of the plate, and the wild pitch will allow Friedmansky to head down to second. There was a guy who would have been around your age vintage that would have been in college about the same time you were that played basketball at Virginia Tech named Ace Custis. Tremendous ball player.
Don't remember that name.
Had the tattoo of the ace of diamonds on his bicep.
Ah, there you go. And if you're jacked, that'll look good. You know?
Oh yeah, he was about 6'7", played the 3, played overseas. It's the only other ace, real life ace, not fictional aces like Ace Ventura or Ace Frehley or any of that kind of nonsense. Like actual real life aces.
Ace Ventura.
So Tucker has yet to throw a strike. 6 pitches into this bottom of the first.
There you go.
Now he does. Outside corner, taken all the way.
Gotta be careful because this yard goats team can really swing it. So I know they're down early 2-0, but they're not out of this. Trust me.
Now you heard the infield yelling at Tucker to step off.
Runner on second base. Friedmansky was getting a little too much on his leadoff.
Taken down and in. What's the thought behind that? The infielder's telling him to step off.
Just, you don't want him getting too much of a lead because you don't want to just allow him to walk to third base. And so if you see him creeping, the games things are taking longer and he just keeps extending his leadoff, you got to stop his feet there.
Long look in by Tucker, and he misses away. So 2 straight walks to start the bottom of the first. And
Rob,
that will get a visit to the mound very early in this contest.
You see it at this level a lot where when runners get to second base, pitchers don't do a very good job at all about holding them close at second. That's why I think it is so much easier to steal third base than it is to even steal second base. So as a middle infielder, you have to work in tandem with your pitcher. To me, the best way to do it is you have either your second baseman or shortstop close, and he's kind of jabbing at that runner, jabbing, working in and out, and then that second baseman or shortstop clears back to their position as the pitcher is lifting his foot, getting ready to throw the ball. Because if you do it that way, that allows the base runner to only get so much on his lead because he's not going to take off if you're standing right there behind him.
So first and second, nobody out. Yard Goats with a little business. Pitch low, blocked nicely by Keating.
See, you watch their timing right now. That's in a good position where the second base has got a decent lead, but it's not too much. And so that then as a pitcher, you can go ahead and lift your leg and pitch the ball. So you can pitch right there. He's perfectly fine.
Pitch high. Nathan Southern, the pitcher, also the number 3 hitter in this order.
Tucker's really struggling to find the zone right now.
Ball down again, blocked by Keating. Keating's had a workout in this first inning, keeping balls in front of him. Had to go low a bunch.
It's just one of those things in baseball you can't understand or can't explain sometimes, how a pitcher just can't find it, right? You know, just being a pitcher, you have to throw strikes, right? And just sometimes you just can't find it.
Outside corner. Called a strike as Southern was taking all the way on 3-0.
This is a situation where they were bunting early, but with a 3-1 count, your three-hitter, it wouldn't surprise me if he's swinging away on this pitch here.
Foul back.
Took a good rip at a 3-1 breaking ball, and as wild early as Tucker has been, if I'm the hitter, I'm sitting here thinking he's coming right back with a fastball.
Bit of a breeze blowing out to right center field. Did not have that earlier today. Chop foul. Hopped up and nicked the arm of Southern. Sun's come out as well over the last half hour or so.
Looks like the temperature's jumped up to like 78 degrees or so. Still a beautiful day. That ball smoked.
Lifted into center field, right at the center fielder Jackson. And he'll one-hop a throw on a line into third base. The first out of the inning.
That ball is hit well, but the problem is it does not advance the runners at all. And so now he's sitting in the same position with the four-hitter, Avery Bowles up.
Bowles, the first baseman. Pitch high. Yeah, Tucker has really struggled to find the strike zone in this first inning. Away and outside, ball two.
Rob, I hate to say this, and maybe I can change it up here by mentioning it, but the early pace of this game has not been similar to what we've had in our first two games.
No.
So we've been very lucky thus far, so we're probably due for one here. It'll take a while, but this pace is really slow right now.
Both of our previous two games clocked in well under 2 hours, at the hour 50, hour 45 range. And Tucker walks his third batter of the inning. Coy Williams stands in. And that goes back to the screen, out of the glove of Keating. And that brings a run home. So the pass ball allows Friedmansky to come home with the first run of the game for the Yard Goats. Giles and Bowles move up 90 feet.
Yard Goats get one back without the benefit of a hit. That's what happens when you get 3 walks in the inning and then a pass ball there. I'm sorry, a wild pitch. So if you're Garrett Tucker, you gotta find a way to start attacking the strike zone here.
Well, between the two teams, we've only had one ball hit out of the infield, yet 3 runs have scored. Outside corner called a strike.
And these kind of situations are a lot tougher on the hitter than you even realize, because when you're standing in the on-deck circle or in the hole and you see so many balls in a row, you almost get in there at times and you're not ready to swing the bat when you get that strike. So you really got to maintain your focus and be ready to hit, even though Tucker has not thrown a lot of competitive pitches early in this game.
Infield is in. Pitch.
That's in there.
Into right field, it'll drop, or left field rather, it'll drop in front of the left fielder. Throw is cut, race back to the bag, and a tag is safe. Oh my, Bulls almost went too far around third base. But a base hit by Williams ties the game.
Nice piece of hitting by Coy Williams. Drives that ball in left field. Now you got runners on the corners for the 6th hitter, Brock Wilson.
1 out, 2 in. The game is tied at 2. And Carr almost tagged Bowles, diving back to the bag at third. Pitch outside, misses. Yeah, you called it earlier, Chris. Tucker is having all sorts of issues finding the strike zone in this first inning. Pitch up and away.
Yeah, it just makes it really tough when you just don't throw many strikes. Man. Free bases are never good.
The pitch swung on and missed. And a ball that was out of the zone. Likely ball 3. Yeah, if there's been one message that you have pressed home time and again today, it's throw strikes.
Yep. See what happens.
Runner goes. Pitch taken for a strike. No throw down to second. Stolen base for Williams. But the count evens at 2-2. Is that called a strike? Hitting the inside corner.
See if Wilson can have a productive at-bat here. Get the infield in here early. Wow.
Pitch up.
Not very often where you will see an infield be played in the first inning of a ball game.
In a 2-2 game.
Yeah, no kidding.
2 on, 2 in, 1 out. Full count to Wilson. Pitch inside a ball, and that's the 4th walk of the inning. First base was open, and now it is occupied. Trent Wetherell stands in. The right fielder bases are loaded. I'm a little surprised we've not seen any activity in the bullpen.
I'm with you. I mean, it's not very often if you have 4 walks in the first inning of a game, you stay in the game, let alone. Oh, man, did you balk?
And Tucker has just balked in a run, and the Yard Goats have the lead. So a balk will bring Bowles home for the 3rd run of the inning. Move Williams over to 3rd and Wilson to 2nd. We saw a balk called in the previous game, and that also brought a run in.
Yes, it did.
That, I believe, is the first pitch strike thrown by Tucker. And this, the 7th batter he's faced in the inning.
This almost makes me think that they're just deep enough in this tournament where they're kind of running out of pitching, and you have a situation where Tucker's almost got to be your sacrificial lamb out there.
That happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
You run out of pitching?
It really does.
And that gets away from Keating. A run will come home. And it's 4-2.
Talk about a frustrating inning for the Titans. I mean, you score 2 runs in the top half of the inning. You're feeling really good about yourself. And then mainly due to walks, you come back and give up 4.
Was that a wild pitch or is that a pass ball?
I'd say it's a wild pitch. And there's still only 1 out with a runner still at 3rd base in this inning.
That pitch is low. And the count goes 3-1 on Wetherell. inside a ball.
Wow.
And here comes a trip to the mound, and that should be it. That's the second mound visit of the inning. So a new pitcher coming on. We'll go ahead and take a break, sort things out, and tell you about it when we come back. You're watching the Greater Lafayette World Series on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Oh.
Now the new pitcher is Jack Carr. Carr was at third base when the inning began, but now is the new pitcher in relief of Garrett Tucker. Thank you. Defensive changes with Carr moving over from third base. Tucker has now gone out to play left field. And the new third baseman coming in to the game, it was not in the game when the inning began, is Sean Martin is now at third base, number 36. So now that we have all that accounting taken care of, Jake Mercer will stand in, the eighth man to bat, left fielder. Yard Goats have scored 4 here in the inning. And I don't think I'm overreaching when I say they've been the beneficiaries of 5 walks.
You are not at all, sir. 1 hit in the inning.
1 ball has been hit out of the infield. The lone hit was an infield hit. Runner goes. Bunt laid down. It's a good one. Carr comes off the mound. Field the first for the out. Second out of the inning recorded, but that bunt brings another run home. Nicely executed by Mercer to bring Wilson home with the 5th run in the inning. Sacrifice goes 1-3.
I actually didn't even see if that was more of a suicide squeeze or a safety squeeze there, but
safety, yeah.
It was a safety. Either way, it was executed very well. Great job.
Yeah, I don't believe Wilson broke on the plate until Carr turned his back to the third baseline.
Gotcha.
He had a lead, but sprinted for home once Carr committed himself to first. Here's Cade Ashby, the catcher and 9-hitter. Yard Goats batting 9 this afternoon. 5 runs are in. Chopped foul off the front of the plate and then rolls wide of the bag at third. Yard Goats scoring 5 runs on 1 hit. That is not something you see very often.
No, it's not.
Pitch down low, blocked nicely by Keating. 2-1. Trent Wetherell down at second base. One of 5 men to reach in this inning via walk for the Yard Goats. Grounded to third by the third baseman. Martin into left field. Here comes the runner. Ball is cut, thrown down to second base, and safe. So Ashby takes second on the throw. RBI single brings home Wetherell.
Good piece of hitting there by Ashby. Good base running there on the backside, trailing that thing. When Ashby saw the throw come all the way to home and it was not able to be cut, gave him a chance to get to second base. So now you get a chance of not driving another run here. And as we spoke about in last game, an even better situation, you know it's a good situation for your team when you're the leadoff man and you're coming up for the second time in the same inning, in the first inning.
Now Friedmansky, the 10th man to bat, takes a strike. Walked, reached second via a wild pitch, was pushed to third via walks behind him, and then scored on a pass ball. One of 6 yard goats to score in this inning, and still 1 out yet to go for Indy Titans to get off the field.
Oh.
And Carr hit him right in the back. That pitch got away from Carr. You could see it come out of his hands.
Friedmansky working on that on-base percentage in today's game.
Caught him in the mid-back. Courtesy runner is down at second base. That's Nolan Sanderson running for the catcher, Ashby, for accounting purposes. Here's Ace Giles, walked and scored earlier in the inning. Carr looks at second, to the plate, hit hard, one hop by the shortstop, goes to the bag and steps on it for the final out of the inning. But the damage, as they say, is done. In the inning, the Yard Goats get 6 runs on just 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. We're through 1, and the Yard Goats lead the Indy Titans 6-2 on the ISC Sports Network.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
What a swim! 6 of them.
Well, the Indy Titans dugout, after the Yard Goats sent 11 to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. We'll see if the Titans can regroup in the top of the second. Hitters 7, 8, 9 due up for the Titans. Garrett Tucker started the game as the pitcher, now in left field.
Here we go, Garrett. Go 99.
Late swing over that one. Tucker gets back in. Takes one right down the middle. Behind the count, 0-2. Titans scored 2 runs in the first on 1 hit. The first inning, but the teams combined for 8 runs and just 3 hits. Swing, strike three taken, I should say. That's the first strikeout of the game for either pitcher.
What'd you say, 8 runs on 3 hits?
8 runs on 3 hits.
That is really hard to do, and especially when none of the hits were extra base hits or a home run, or
In that first inning, we had 8 runs, 3 hits. Hit off the end of the bat. Second baseman knocks it down, still time.
Good job.
And throws out Carr with 2 steps to spare. In that first inning, we had 8 runs combined, 3 hits, 6 walks, 3 wild pitches, 2 Pats balls, and a hit batter.
And we had a drop third strike.
And a drop third strike, yep.
You know what that sounds like to me? Some ugly baseball.
Yeah. Yes.
Got to clean that up, boys.
And it was a 34-minute first inning.
Yikes.
Up and tight on Sam Spolier, extra hitter in the lineup.
I'm going to go back to that last play by Blaine Freemanski at second base. Does a really good job just taking that ball off the chest, knock it down. You have plenty of time to get it up, make a strong throw to first base for the out. It's a good job there.
Well, you referenced it in an earlier game, this artificial surface as an infielder. If you get to a ball quickly and knock it down, you've likely still got time.
Absolutely.
To make a play if you collect yourself and make a strong throw, which is what Friedmansky did. 2-2 count to Spoliar, taken on the inside corner, strike 3. Well, if you're the Yard Goats, what you first and foremost want to see after a 6-run inning is for your pitcher to come out and retire the side.
That's what he did.
And that's exactly what Nathan Southern did. We move to the bottom of the second. Yard Goats leading 6-2 on the ISC Sports Network.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
Well, the sun is back out, so shade, not a bad idea here in the 3 o'clock hour in Logansport, Indiana. Rob Brown, Chris Walker with you. Glad you're taking part of your Saturday to spend it with us. You know, our guy, speaking of shade, our guy Dennis Glover is multi-shaded. You know a guy is a pro when he comes with 2 umbrellas.
I'm telling you.
Out on the camera stand. High chopper, first pitch swinging. Martin fields at third and throws out. Nathan Southern for the first out of the inning.
1 pitch, 1 out.
Martin, who came in the middle of the bottom of the first as a defensive replacement when the pitching change was made a nice play there. Avery Bowles walked and scored. Back in the first. Goes back to the screen. I probably should not say that guys walked and scored because that's redundant. Half the lineup walked and scored. 5 of them to be exact. In that 6-run first for the Yard Goats. Down and away, 2-0. Jack Carr on in relief. As the starter, Garrett Tucker, went 1/3 of an inning. All 6 runs were charged to Tucker. Two-one count to the cleanup man, Avery Bowles, in tight, a ball, 3-1. Check swing, he held up and draws the one-out walk, does Bowles. Here's Coy Williams. What's a tough pitching line for the starter, Garrett Tucker. 1/3 of an inning, 6 runs, all earned, 1 hit, and 5 walks.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of performances to kind of bring ERA down after that one.
Williams swings through that one on a big cut. Throw behind the runner, and a nice play by the first baseman to one-hop that throw down to first. A.J. Kelly dug that low throw out. Now Carr throws over.
He had Bowles leaning. Looks like he was thinking about going on that pitch.
Runner does go, and the pitch is hit past the diving second baseman into center field. Bowles took a big turn, but able to scramble his way back to the bag at second. So base hit from Coy Williams, his second hit of the game. Puts runners at first and second. And 1 out.
The Bowles almost made too big of a turn. I mean, that's a ball that's hit right in front of you. You can see it, so you really don't have to rely on your third base coach, to tell you to go or not on that. You can see that yourself.
Brock Wilson. I'll go ahead and say it anyway. Walked and scored his first time up.
All you can do is call like you see
That's
it,
right.
sir.
That's right. Speak the truth. Foul off the end of the bat, out of play. Carr takes a look at second. Delivers the pitch low. Ball 2. 2-1. Hit hard and line drive into right field. That'll hold the runner at third as it was hit so quickly to the outfield, and Unger did a nice job of getting it back in, but a solidly hit ball the other way by Brock Wilson loads the bases with 1 out.
Yeah, this is now starting to look like the Yard Goats team I saw on Thursday. It's a really good ball club.
So this is the same Yard Goats team that you saw. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the 15 or the 16.
No, we played against the 16U team. It was this team here. They were really good on Thursday. I was helping Ryan Johnson's 16-year-old on-deck team.
That's the on-deck team. Yep, that was a 7-2 win.
We played them at McCutcheon, yes. Yep.
Hit
that's
just
close.
wide of the bag of third and foul.
And young kids out there, that right there is the reason why when you are taking your lead off at third base, you are clearly in foul territory. Because if that ball hits you there, you are not out. If you're in fair territory, you are out. Just can't afford to give up outs that way.
In tight, 2-1. So you mentioned the Yard Goats beating that on-deck team on Thursday 7-2. Yard Goats then beat 5-star Indiana 10-8 at West Lafayette, and then shut out the Indiana Braves yesterday at Harrison 6-0. Lifted into left field. Left fielder Tucker settling under it. Makes the catch. Runner will come home on the sacrifice fly, making it 7-2 as Bowles comes home and scores.
Nice productive at-bat there by Wetherill. Gets the job done, gets himself an RBI.
Here's Jake Mercer. Safety squeeze bunt by Mercer brought the 6th and final run of the first inning home. Hit hard to shortstop. Rodriguez will go over and step on the bag and end the inning. But the Yard Goats add to their lead, getting a run on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left. We're through 2, and the Yard Goats lead the Indy Titans 7-2 on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC. Local lives here.
Now we press on to the 3rd inning in this 16U bracket game between the Indy Titans and the Yard Goats. Yard Goats leading 7-2. Winner gets the Indy Sharks, the 7th seed, who upset the 2-seed Badger Baseball Academy 11-5 earlier today. That game will be tomorrow morning at 8:30 at Twin Lakes High School. Rob Brown and Chris Walker with you this afternoon, alongside our great ISC Sports Network crew.
So this is 36 hitting.
This is 36. Sean Martin
Hitting for Hosack?
Hitting for Hosack, yes. Martin came in when, swing and a miss, when the pitching change was made in the 1st inning and Tucker moved to left field.
Gotcha.
And Martin entered in that 10 spot for Hosack. There's a good look at Martin. Sean Martin the 2nd, as it says on the roster. They hit him in the left arm.
Hate to hit a batter when you're up in the count 1 and 2.
Yes.
Here we go, 3-4. Oh, you, baby. Here we go, take that. Hey, whatever it takes, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
One hopper to 3rd, over to 2nd for 1 to 1st, not in time. So Martin is retired 5-4 on the force out at 2nd. And Jackson reaches on the fielder's choice. Speed down the line by Jackson. Here's Gabe Unger, walked and scored in the 1st. Two in the top of the 1st for the Indy Titans, 6 in the bottom of the 1st for the Yard Goats. Yard Goats added a single run in the 2nd. Runner goes, hit off the end of the bat, foul, just outside the bag of 3rd.
Really surprised to see the Titans that aggressive on the bases, being down 5 runs early.
Here we go, 9.
Unger to straight-away center field. Wilson is there to haul it in. Didn't have to move much for the 2nd out of the inning.
The ball was well struck by Gabe Unger, just right at the center fielder, Brock Wilson, for the 2nd out.
Here's Brady Keating, catcher. Grounded to 3rd, his first time up. To move the runners over to 2nd and 3rd. Jackson getting a pretty healthy lead over at first base. And Keating hits it on a line that's caught by the shortstop just before it hits the ground. It was sinking, but Williams was there to make the play. So a leadoff hit by pitch does not hurt Southern. Williams ends the inning with the play at short, and we're through 2.5. Yard Goats lead this one 7-2 on the ISC Sports Network. Wayne. Back at Jim Turner Field on the campus of Logansport High School. Head to the bottom of the third inning. Yard Goats leading the Indy Titans 7-2. Jack Carr is on for his second full inning of work in relief.
Well, Rob, you're talking about our clip, Flory Badunga there. I'm very curious to see how his game translates at the next level, because he is uber athletic, but man, you have to have the ability to shoot the ball outside of the paint.
Yes.
At that level, at his size. So I just don't know if strength-wise he'll be able to do what he was able to do in high school down low.
First pitch swinging is Ashbury, and is thrown out. 6-3 rather.
Yep.
For the first out of the inning. We were fortunate enough here at ISC to do so many of his games over his junior and senior seasons, and I got to do a few of them myself. And just some of the things he was able to do, just the way he was able to control games defensively as a shot blocker, a rebounder, a shot changer. I, like you, am very intrigued to see how that translates to the next level.
Yeah, the athleticism is undeniable. I mean, and he's a pogo stick on and off the ground really quick. So that allows you to kind of redirect shots, block shots, that sort of thing. I just want to see how the offensive game translates to that big-time level of basketball he'll be playing in a few months.
Well, the clip that's in that highlight package we showed during the break was from his junior season when Kokomo played Fort Wayne here at the Berry Bowl in the regional. And that was the second game in that two-game regional format the IHSA does now.
Gotcha.
1-2 count to Friedmansky. And in tight. Phenomenal game. Kokomo pulled away and won by a dozen or so. Great crowd, great atmosphere, and I was so fortunate to be involved in calling that game with Pete Smith. But let's just say that the fire marshal must have been out of town that day. Chopped off the front of the plate. Martin's got a long throw, and he'll make it, but no chance of getting Friedmansky.
That's when the turf gives to the hitter. That ball bounds so high in the air, it gives that hitter several steps. By the time it's fielded cleanly by the third baseman, you just can't get the throw over there in time to get the out.
Yeah, you could tell from his body language, once Martin waited on the second hop, he knew he had no chance.
Yep.
Here's Ace Giles. 1 out, 1 on. To say there were a lot of people in that gym that evening would be it was unbelievable how many people were in there. Unbelievable. Great atmosphere.
Well, let's just be thankful there was no fire that night.
Yes. Throw down. Ball got away from the first baseman, but only a couple feet.
There's nothing like that to me for these high school sports, kind of big time, playoff sports and you get these big crowds. I mean,
Yes.
it's just so much fun to see these young guys competing, young guys and girls competing at their best abilities.
Pitch taken up.
I'm just a sports junkie. Sports has given me many opportunities in my life, got me a chance to do a lot of cool things, be involved in a lot of different things.
Yep,
It's just
likewise.
teaches you a lot of lessons, just really cool.
And it's a 4-pitch walk worked by Giles, second time today. He has reached via walk. So first and second, and 1 out for the Yard Goats, leading 7-2.
Infield fly situation here is in play.
Nathan Southern 0 for 2. Hits it high in the air to center field. Camping under it is Jackson. Runner will go to third. A strong throw. Play at the pad. He's out. Throw was wide of the bag. Martin had to go up the line to the left field corner to go get it, but had time to dive back to the bag and tag Friedmansky out for the double play.
That is a super strong arm by the center fielder. I mean, I didn't think there was any chance. You know, I was getting ready to just comment on what good base running that was because he was so deep out there in center field, but he just threw a missile to third base, and even though it was a little bit offline, it was such a strong throw that third base had time to get back and make the tag for the out. That's a heck of a play.
Santana Jackson makes the throw, and the Titans are out of the inning. We go to the fourth. 7-2, Yard Goats lead it on the ISC Sports Network.
Jackson takes the handoff, throws the deep ball. He's got a man. Catch made. Rolling, throwing, has a man. First down, the grab by Cyrus. Billingsley keeps. Billingsley spins away from the tackle. Still going. Touchdown, Snyder.
And there's Nathan Southern on for his fourth inning of work. And first pitch swinging is A.J. Kelly. Lifts it off the end of the bat into right field. Easy catch for Wetherell for the first out of the inning.
Always like the one pitch, one out situations when you're the pitcher.
Marcos Rodriguez stands in. Infield hit the first time up. First pitch swinging, jammed down to first base and fielded easily by Bowles, and he walks the 3 steps to the bag for the out.
All right, so a lot of pressure on here by Ryan Beaver here. See if he knows the game of baseball. He should not be swinging at this first pitch, folks. We've had 2 pitches and 2 outs so far. And he didn't even consider swinging.
Taking it all the way, yep. Even if it's a meatball, don't swing at it.
That's right.
Reaches out and punches one that'll glance off the fencing right in front of the Titans dugout, first base side.
I think we have the same home plate umpire back-to-back games. Man, he's a trooper.
Yes.
Trooper.
And that home plate umpire hustled all the way up the line to make that call at third base to end the previous inning. Swing and a miss.
That is a 6-pitch inning. Wow.
Beaver waved at it, and he struck out. Southern gets him in the order here in the top of the fourth. We're through 3 1/2. The Yard Goats lead the Titans. 7-2. You're watching the Greater Lafayette World Series on the ISC Sports Network.
We welcome you to Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. Way back, way out of here. That's a home run. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Warm up the victory bell. A walk-off two-run single.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot! Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
There's Jack Carr on for his first full inning of work here at Logansport High School. Our hosts here the last couple days. Great to be back here at Logansport. Always love being here. My dad, a proud 1960 Logansport High School graduate, played in this baseball program. This is back when the high school and the baseball field was in a different part of town. But always loved coming back to Logansport. Avery Bowles stands in to lead off this bottom of the fourth. Takes the first two pitches down. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Pitch misses down and away and hops back to the screen. So Carr is behind in the count, 3-0. So Carr has walked two batters and hit a batter since coming on in relief in the first inning. Starting pitcher Garrett Tucker walked 5, and all 5 of those batters scored.
Bowles is going to come out of his shoes on this swing here.
3-1.
Ooh.
Called a strike at the knees. Bowles threw his bat, thinking it was ball 4.
Bowles better be swinging anything from his chin to his shoe tops right here.
And it's chopped to short. Long throw by Rodriguez. Good stretch by Kelly, and the out recorded. Coy Williams, 2 for 2 today is Williams. Driven in a run as well. 7-2 our score, bottom of the fourth. Winner will play the Indy Sharks tomorrow morning at Twin Lakes High School. Pitch in tight, 2-0. Be an early morning in Monticello tomorrow.
Yes, it will be.
For those, whoever wins this game, taking on the Sharks at 8:30.
Coy Williams working on a perfect day at the plate thus far. It's a good take.
Catches the outside corner, 2-1.
It's not what you're looking for with a 2-0 count. I like that plate discipline. Oh, that's going to be trouble. That's trouble.
Sliced down the left field line, just foul, and it hops out of play. That was not foul by much.
No, it was not.
Maybe a couple feet. Sean Martin gave chase down the left field line. Two count. hit hard and into right field. Right fielder throws it, and it gets by the catcher who was backing up the play, and it goes to the screen. Williams will head to second. So give Williams a base hit, and then he goes to second on the error on the right fielder.
You know, that's one of those situations where you almost as a coach can't really be mad. Your catcher is in perfect spot backing up the play. He just misses the ball.
Yes.
He just doesn't use his equipment to block that ball. So, you know, sometimes things just happen, and that's just one of those situations. But you got to love the discipline of the players to be in the right spot.
I think even if Keating catches that ball, Williams is still going to second.
I think you're right.
And it's a bang-bang play, but he may still be safe anyway.
Correct.
So Williams stands at second with one out. Credit Williams with a base hit, his third of the afternoon, and then advances to second on the error on the right fielder, Gabe Unger. Hit Brock Wilson. 1 for 1. Walked in the first and scored. Singled in the second. Carr pours in a strike. And he's ahead in the count 1 and 2.
Base hit.
Hit right back up the middle, base hit. Williams running all the way. Throw is up the line. Throw down to second. He's safe. Solid base hit up the middle by Wilson brings Williams home, and it's 8-2.
You know, we've seen this several times over the games today, over the course of the 3 games we've called. Just really stresses the importance of outfielders when you're throwing the ball to the bases. You got to keep the ball down low enough to where it can be cut off, because at least even if it's not cut off, it can freeze the runner so these guys don't get the extra base. And we've seen that happen too many times today. There's been so many trail runners advance and get an extra base because a throw from an outfielder was thrown so high that it allowed that to happen.
I don't know that this ball fouled back by Wetherell. I don't know that we've seen a ball today that was thrown, intended to be thrown to the plate, that didn't get to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. We've not seen one ball cut at the mound today.
And I haven't been paying enough attention to even see if there's a cutoff man in the correct position. But either way, outfield, you got to keep the ball down.
I think more often than not, the answer to that question would be no.
And that's not good if that's the case.
Caught in shallow center field, a high towering pop that Jackson was able to easily run underneath. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, there's no excuse for you not to be in the proper position when you're the cutoff man.
Jake Mercer to the plate, left-hand hitter. Sacrifice bunted in a run in the first. Pitch low. Some action down in the bullpen. Of the Titans.
You know, Rob, those extra set of eyes you bring with you really come in handy, don't they?
Yes, Carter Komska, is that how you say that?
Komerska. Yes.
Carter Komerska is loosening down in the pen, the right-hander for the Titans. Yeah, I knew you went down and got that pronunciation, so I was going to defer that one to you. Taking it for a strike at the knees, and the count goes 3-1. Yes,
they got a vowel there in that
They
name.
did. Two out, one in, one on.
Good pitch.
And it catches the outside corner for strike 2. Second time this inning.
A yard goat batter has been the umpire and been wrong.
Yes. It's not well received usually.
No, it's not.
Full count. That one, and one hops the plate. So that's ball 4. First and second. Yes, the binoculars are a game changer. When you get to be of an age where you get AARP mailings like I do, these are essential. Here's the number 9 hitter, Cade Ashby, the catcher. 1 for 2 on the day as Ashby RBI single in the first. He drove in the 6th and final run of that 6-run first inning. 8-2 our score. Yard Goats lead it. As a reminder, it's an 8-run lead after 5. Certainly on the Yard Goats' mind. You talked about this in our previous game, Chris. You know, in this kind of situation, when you're a couple runs away from triggering that run rule, and you're batting the bottom half of the inning, you think about it almost like in basketball terms, like a score, a stop, and a score.
That's right.
Yeah,
So important.
You get if the Yard Goats were to get 2 here, they'd be 3 outs away from ending the game in the top of the 5th.
And the other thing that some people don't realize why that's so important is in these kind of long tournaments like this, when you're playing your 3rd and 4th game in tournaments, any opportunity you have to be able to save pitching, to save pitches on pitchers' arms is a tremendous asset and benefit. So if you can end the game early, you need to try to do that.
2-1 count to Ashby. 2 outs, 2 on. Knuckled right back over our head.
And this home plate umpire's played some baseball too, because he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
Watching him
He threw an absolute laser from behind the on-deck circle in between innings when the ball got away from the pitcher. Yeah, he's played. You can tell.
Yes, sir.
2-1 again. Swing and a miss. That was strike 3. So strike 3, Ashby is retired to end the inning. In the inning, however, Yard Goats get a run, expand their lead to 6. 8-2 our score after 4. 5th inning next on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
We move to the 5th inning. 8-2 the score. The Yard Goats lead. Bottom of the order, 2 up for the Titans. 7, 8, 9 in this 5th inning. Nathan Southern, the starting pitcher for the Yard Goats, still on the mound. Entering his 5th inning of work, gave up 2 runs in the first, and really Chris has settled down, has not allowed, he's only allowed 1 hit period, but has allowed just one base runner since the first inning.
Wow. In a good groove, that's for sure.
Here's Garrett Tucker. Struck out looking his first time up.
It's amazing how songs make you think of certain times, and hear that song in between innings, Dead or Alive, and it takes me back to when that video game system, I think it was for the Wii, Rock Band came out.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You have that drum set and the guitar. Man, I'm telling you, myself and my boys would be in the living room jamming out to this. I mean, it was so much fun. That song, then you had In Bloom by Nirvana was
there
another
you go,
one
yeah.
I used to blast on. Come get it. Good job. Good
High
decision.
hopper. Third baseman flips it over. Throw sailed on him a little bit, but enough time. for Bowles to pull down Giles' high throw and first out of the inning. I thought you were going to go super old guy on me because that song was popular when I was a senior in high school. I think I played that at my prom. 8-2 the score. Here's Jack Carr. That's right back up the middle. Second baseman deep in the hole. Plants throws. Got him.
Lord.
What a play by Friedmansky.
Whoa. Rob Brown, that was the play we were talking about in the previous game. In my opinion, this is the hardest play on the infield. It's the chopper over the pitcher's head where the second baseman's got to try to get around it and throw that ball back across his body for the out at first. And that was perfectly executed. Outstanding play by the second baseman there.
Blaine Friedmansky making that play behind the second base bag.
Such a tough play to make. You know, it's interesting. Just, you know, everyone's got a different opinion and talk about, you know, the toughest position. Obviously, the shortstop gets all the credit for being kind of the flashy position on the field. But I think second base is a harder position to play because, you know, even on the double play turns, the second baseman's got his back to the first base, and you got to navigate. I mean, it's better today that runners can't run you over, do anything like they used to do in the old days. But I tell you what, man, second base is a tough position to play.
Sam Spoliar works the 2-out walk. That'll bring Sean Martin to the plate. You ever seen that clip of Hal McRae from the 1972 World Series?
When he knocks the second baseman like into the outfield?
Hal McRae was playing for the Reds, and they were playing Oakland at the old Coliseum. And it was because it was the fall, you could see like the football lines on the grass, and I believe he knocked Dick Green, the second baseman, out to the 45-yard line. Pitch in tight, 2-0.
Yeah, that was it's almost funny to see some of those plays, and you wonder, like, why was that even allowed? I mean, to me, that's more egregious. Some of the collisions at second base were more egregious than, like, some of the hits on quarterbacks back in the day. I mean, seriously, that Hal McRae play, it is so not baseball-ish to see that.
Somebody tried that today. They'd be suspended for 2 months.
No kidding. And they may be missing some teeth because it's going to be an instant bench-clearing brawl.
Yes, yes. Back in 1972, it was a force out at second base. Fielder's choice behind him.
A play on.
Yep. Strike taken.
Yeah, that is so funny that you bring that up because it truly is hard for me to even believe that was allowed. And not only allowed, it was taught. It was not only taught, it was expected. Like, if you didn't do it, you got ridiculed by your own team.
Yep. Martin fouls it back to make the count full. 3-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout of the game for Southern. And the Titans are retired in the fifth. We move to the middle of the fifth. Yard goes to lead at 8-2 on the ISC Sports Network.
We welcome you to Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. Way back, way out of here. That's a home run. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Warm up the victory bell. A walk-off 2-run single.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa.
My goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim. Six of them.
Berry Bowl, one of the great high school basketball venues in the state of Indiana, host of numerous Indiana high school basketball playoff games. Called a few of them in there myself over the years. Happy to be back here at Logansport for another summer. This is always kind of the start of the new season, I've always thought about, in terms of like the broadcast season.
You leave this event, go right into high school football.
Right. This is kind of the opener. You kind of think of something that you're always involved in, I know, at the state baseball finals. That's kind of the capper, right?
Yes.
That's like the final chapter in the book.
Yes, sir.
And then that's kind of the last action of that school year.
Correct.
And then you turn the page, and I've always looked at this event as kind of the first event of the next.
Good way to look at it.
The next year. Fisted foul into the third base dugout by the leadoff man Blaine Friedmansky, who made a great defensive play in the hole behind second base in the top half of the fifth. Pitch over his head.
That hit something, right? I heard something sound like a helmet. Wow. But the umpire's a lot closer than I am, and he didn't signal anything.
3-1 count. Oh, great pitch dropped in by Carr. Count runs full. Hit through the hole and into left field, the base hit. Second hit of the game for Friedmansky. Leadoff man aboard for the Yard Goats.
Good piece there. 3-2 count for Mans. Gets a fastball, just drives it through the 5-6 hole, gets himself on first base. And so now we're in the bottom of 5. So is it? What do you need? 10 run?
8.
It's 8 after 5. That's right. That's right. So they are 2 runs away with the leadoff man on. Good situation for the Yard Goats here. And like I said, the other benefit is that any amount of pitches you can save on a pitcher's arm this late in the tournament is really big. That ball smoked.
Custis hits it to center field. Jackson drifts to his left and makes the catch. There's Nathan Southern, 0 for 3 of Southern. Southern, the only player in the 9-man lineup who has yet to reach base. But he's done his job holding the Titans to just 2 runs on the scoreboard in his role as the pitcher.
There he goes.
And there's a base hit into right field. Now, as soon as I say it, Southern delivers and finds his way on for the first time this afternoon. First and second, 1 away.
Is this going to be a change, or is this just a discussion? Is the question.
Now, Carr has been out there a while. He came in with only 1 out in the first inning. Sure, that was not the plan for him to pitch 4+ innings in relief. Well, that's where we are right now. Looks like it's just a discussion.
I think so.
Carr never gave up the baseball, so the intention was never to make a pitching change, just to have a conversation about how to work their way out of this inning and keep the game alive. Our final broadcast of the day will follow this one in a 17U game. The 3rd-seeded Mattoon Hitmen taking on the 6th-seed On Deck Baseball Squad. Pitch taken at the knees, a strike. That's a program you know well.
Yes, and you said that's 16U, right?
17.
17U, okay.
This is Avery Bowles, the cleanup hitter. And the 17U bracket is the smallest bracket of the 4. There's only 12 teams in that bracket, so.
Which is still a good number, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, when the 15U bracket has 30 teams in it.
Holy moly.
Yeah. I'll foul out a play down the right side. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the 5th, 8-2 our score. Hit hard to short. Shortstop
nice
goes to
play.
second one.
Nice play.
And it gets away from the first baseman. On the relay throw, a run will come home. And Bowles heads to second. So we'll get the accounting on that. Bowles reaches on the fielder's choice and then goes to second on the error on the second baseman on the turn.
Well, the key
Southern
here,
is out 6-4 at second base.
now that winning run is standing at second base here with 2 outs. Can end this game with a base hit.
And Coy Williams is at the plate, who, oh, by the way, is 3 for 3.
Oh,
and
wow.
the throw gets off of the glove of the catcher Keating, and that allows Bowles to advance to third. So now the run that would end the game is 90 feet away. We're going to need some hieroglyphic interpreters to read the lineup card for the next game, but bless the manager who walked it up here himself.
That's right.
We tip our hats to you, sir. 9-2 the score. Williams can end it with a base hit.
Oh.
Chop to second. High hop, but able to
Whoa.
field it. Over to first. Flynn rather, flips it to first, and that'll end it. In the inning, I should say. We move on to the 6th. 9-2 the score. Yard Goats get a run, but we play on the ISC Sports Network.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X,
Isn't it
podcast,
X now?
whatever it is. Just call it whatever you
Twitter
want.
doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
And we move on to the 6th inning. Rob Brown, Chris Walker with you. Top of the order due up for the Indy Titans. Santana Jackson. Leadoff batter and center fielder takes the first pitch strike. Chris, I've been very impressed with Jackson out in center field defensively today. It's almost like he's able to play 1.5 positions, like going alley to alley.
Covers a ton of ground.
Hit high in the air,
Tough.
and the second baseman and the right fielder almost collide. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. The second baseman was using his hat to shade himself from the sun. Take a look at this.
You know what, Rob? It's funny you say that. I had not seen that before until Thursday. He did the same thing in our game on Thursday. First time I'd ever seen that.
That was Friedmansky. Well, if you make the kind of defensive play he made behind the bag at second, you can take some liberties.
You know what?
As
I
a
tell you,
as a defensive
it's not,
second baseman.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, it gives you a pretty big surface to try to block the sun out with. Not bad idea at all.
And a nice play by Bowles to go get that ball at first, and good hustle by Southern to get over and cover in the bag. Quickly 2 away here in this top of the 6th.
They should have wrote that back, would just be a 3-1 put up, right? Yeah.
Yes. Here's Brady Keating. 2 outs, nobody on. Southern trying to retire the Titans in order. He's done it 2 times previous, in the 2nd and the 4th.
I haven't kept count of this inning, but this has got to be pretty close to his 6th pitch inning, I believe. He hadn't thrown very many pitches in this inning.
I believe that's number 6 right there. Yeah, it was 1 pitch to Jackson, 2 pitches to Unger. Actually, that would be pitch 6 right there.
Yeah, so he can have some pretty efficient innings if he gets out of this thing right here.
Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Keating swung at a pitch out of the zone.
So 6 pitch inning and a 7 pitch inning?
6 pitch and a 7 pitch inning. And strikeout number 5 for Nathan Southern. On to the bottom of the 6th we go. Yard Goats lead at 9-2. We're watching the Greater Lafayette World Series on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football. And on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC. Local lives here.
Now there's Jack Carr, who came on in relief with 1 out in the 1st inning, and he's still clicking along in the 6th. So he's done a good job of eating some innings here in this ball game.
Very well said.
Has allowed 3 runs, but again, this is his 5th full inning of work.
It's been a very good job.
Brock Wilson, 2 for 2, has reached base all 3 times.
And they are 1 run away, right, from ending the. Uh-oh, something's going on. Making a switch at first base. Whoa, we're getting ready to play the game without a first base, and that would have been interesting to get a ground ball hitting that first batter.
Oh, my.
They didn't have a first baseman.
Were the umpires going to start to let them put a pitch in play with 8 guys in the field?
I don't think anyone realized it.
Wow.
I mean, heck, the pitcher was on the mound ready to throw.
Well, Jackson Weingarten has come on to play first base. That's who popped out of the dugout. For the Titans.
Oh, right to me.
Right back over our heads.
Man, I'm telling you, this home plate umpire's got a cannon for an arm. I mean, I'm starting to enjoy watching him fire balls back out to the pitcher.
That ball was fouled back close enough to our location that I think Rob Lynch was pondering where his fishing net was to do the old Harry Carey move to snag that one. Two-one count. And that pitch sails over the head of Wilson. Another airplane flying overhead.
Whoa.
That pitch bounced about 3 feet in front of the plate for ball 4.
Yeah, that's the one he just held on a little bit too long, and this may be a change here. Looks like it's going to be.
The coach is speed walking out of the dugout. And will indeed be a pitching change. So we'll go ahead and take a break while the change is made. I'm sure there'll be some defensive scrambling as well. We'll try and sort that out. On the other side, you're watching the Greater Lafayette World Series on the ISC Sports Network. And the new pitcher, the third pitcher of the game for the Titans, Carter Kommerska. Thank you. I'll get that eventually. Kommerska. Carter Kommerska.
I think they forgot a vowel in there.
Yes.
You need an E in there.
Komrska. Carter Kommerska is the new pitcher. Jack Carr is back over at third base where he began the game. And so Kommerska comes into the lineup in the 10 spot for accounting purposes. No other defensive changes initiated by that pitching change. So I think we got our lineup card all situated and turn our attention to Tyler Wetherell at the plate. Sacrifice fly RBI in the second for Wetherell. Walked and scored in the first. Winning run is at first base, and I say winning run because it's 9-2, and an 8-run lead at this point in the game would end the game.
Man, those two different shoes on the mound, it's hard to not miss.
Runner goes, throw down, and close play as
really
the throw
close.
was on the third base side of the bag, but Wilson has the stolen base.
Wondering why, I mean, the catcher didn't set himself and make the strongest throw, but the throw was pretty close on line, and that was a really close play. Interesting.
Yeah, Kommerska has two different colored shoes on. He's got an orange shoe on the left foot and a kind of a brighter blue shoe on the right foot.
Yeah.
That's a look now. There you go. There's a good look at it.
I can tell you as
Inside
a coach,
corner strike.
I'm not sure how much of a fan I would be of that as a coach. If you're going to do that, you better be like Max Scherzer. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
Max Scherzer has different color
that's
eyes.
correct.
Hit back up the middle, high
second
off
time we've
the
seen, he's
rubber,
out.
and a bang play. He's out.
Yes, he was.
What a play by Rodriguez to stay with it.
Wasn't that just a nice play by staying with it, but after he received it, he had a quick release to get rid of that ball to get the out at first base. Really well done by Rodriguez there. But that's the second time today we've seen a ball hit off the mound and bound that high in the air. The first time we saw it in the last game, there was no play for the shortstop because it bounded so high.
Now the infield and the outfield are in because Wilson down at third base, were he to score, the game would end on the 8-run rule. Only one out in the bottom of the 6th. Jake Mercer stands in.
Jake has a sack bunt in the first, round out the 6th, or the shortstop in the second, and a strikeout. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a
Chop
play at the plate.
short, play at the plate, throw is
closer.
wide.
Yep.
Diving slide by Wilson, he scores, and that will end the game. So the Yard Goats win the game on the infield fielder's choice. Wilson with the sliding head-first slide. Yard Goats win this one 10-2 to advance to the semifinal tomorrow morning where they'll take on the Indy Sharks. So the Indy Sharks, the 7 seed, against the 3rd seed Yard Goats in the semifinal of the 16U bracket. Dominant performance by the Yard Goats today, Chris.
They got down early in the top of the first, went down 2 runs, and they battled back really quick, and they just really never stopped producing offensively. Got a good pitching performance and got themselves a win.
Well, our next game scheduled to start around 5:30. Anticipate when that one will go a little earlier. It'll be a 17U matchup between the Mattoon Hitmen, the 3 seed, against the 6 seed On Deck Baseball from Lafayette. We'll have that one for you, probably 5:15-ish, closer there than to 5:30. But we'll be back with you in about a half an hour or so. Until then, we'll say goodbye from Jim Turner Field on the campus of Logansport High School. For the entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Rob Brown saying so long, everybody.